Welcome back to the next episode or installment of Cupid Parasite Shelby Edition! The next morning, I woke up and surprised Mr. Snail hadn't already woken up before me. That's unusual. He usually goes to sleep after me and wakes up before me. He's what some people call a short sleeper. To be honest, I was worried that he wasn't getting enough sleep, but knowing that he could sleep like this, I felt relieved. Yesterday really was tough. There was an intruder that didn't show up in the security footage. He heard them taking photos, and they managed to escape. What was the intruder looking for? Was it someone that suspected that Mr. Snail might actually be single? Yes. I recall the magazine photo caption, President of Cupid Corp, a fraud, devoted husband, or big fat liar. He said that he was being spied on for a while, but he must have been photographed even before I came here. Maybe they were hounding him so they could write an article like, close coverage, no hint of wife or devoted husband, President. If they were with a magazine that did want to write an article like that, we were able to block them. But if they've never seen him with a woman before, they could have taken photos of our silhouette show out of surprise. We couldn't let our guard down yet. Whoever it was, they were looking for proof that Mrs. Snail was single. If that's their plan, then I've got something I can do. I intended to do everything in my power to hinder their plan. Thinking that, I looked out the window. The weather was really amazing, and it helped me come up with a new plan. All right. I grinned and went to the bathroom to execute my idea. Oh, I want to know. She's clever, so I want to know what she's thinking. After taking care of that, I headed to the kitchen to make breakfast. What should I make? It looks like Mr. Snail still hasn't up. Maybe he didn't get much sleep last night. After what had happened, he might have been thinking about how to update security, and on top of that, is it money, prestige? What's your goal? What's most important to you? What keeps you going? Please tell me. Mr. Snail was really backed into a corner there. He looked so worried and seemed desperate for an answer. The phone call kind of threw things off, but what could I have said? It's worth doing, but I also might want to prove my dad wrong. But if I told him that, I'd have to admit that I'm Cupid. As a realist, Mr. Snail would never believe that. As I made breakfast, I decided I'd have to come up with a convincing answer. I heard movement from the bedroom. Oh, is he awake? Breakfast was nearly done, so it was good timing. I put the scrambled eggs on a plate as I heard the door swing open. How do you guys like your scrambled eggs? I like my scrambled eggs particularly with cheese and sometimes with ham. What is this? Hey, you! Oh, good morning. Did you sleep well? You dry your underwear outside? Mr. Snail pointed to the yard, his face bright red. I had, in fact, hung up my underwear there to dry. Okay, that's really smart, though. I gotta give her props. So you noticed, huh? This was the plan I'd come up with earlier. I decided to make the house look like it really did have a wife living in it. Normally, folks use a dryer for their underwear, but some people with yards that don't face the road hang them to dry. So it shouldn't be weird to have underwear drying in the sun when the weather is so nice. Don't worry, it's just a ruse. I hung them out there in case the person from yesterday comes back. If there is someone stalking around your place and taking photos, we'll show them your wife actually exists. So I'm presenting it in a way that makes it obvious the family lives here. By showing them your underwear? At least use a handkerchief or something. What's wrong with underwear? I don't know where to look. Mr. Snail glared straight at me. The wrinkles between his brows seemed 5 times deeper than normal. Huh? Should I really not have used my underwear? Back in the share house, I had Gil wash them for me, so I didn't think it was bad or anything. I felt that Mr. Snail wouldn't care about these things either. He always seemed so uninterested in anything besides work. Alright then, I'll switch it later to my handkerchiefs or stockings or something. Please, no stockings either. Not even stockings? Oh well. Alright then, just handkerchiefs. Or by the way, I made some breakfast. Are you hungry? Oh. so you made it today. I see. Mr. Snow glanced at his watch. He woke up later than usual, so maybe he didn't have any time? Oh, if you're short on time, there are the jelly drinks you always have in the fridge. No, you went to the trouble of making it, so I'll eat it. After thinking about it a moment longer, he confirmed his decision. I'm sure he was weighing the benefits of going to work, but he chose breakfast. Knowing that, I couldn't help but smile. Alright, I'll bring it over. I brought him the freshly made breakfast and sat across from him. Let's eat.
Itadakimasu.
Yes, thank you. After taking a bite, Mr. Snow looked surprised. This is really good. He mumbled to himself as he continued to eat. It was only a single sentence, but I couldn't stop smiling ear to ear. I felt like it was really from the heart. We ate in silence as I stole quick glances to gauge his reaction. He was focused on eating. Last night, he looked so worried about everything. Yesterday, he asked me why I was so focused on my work as an advisor, so maybe I'll bring that up again. I'd never seen him get so serious, so I didn't want to leave things vague or unsettled. Miss Shelby, you asked me yesterday why I was so passionate about being an advisor. Mr. Snow's shoulders switched suddenly. He immediately stopped eating. He leaned in to listen, showing that he really wanted to know. I continued on. It really does mean a lot to me. Ever since college, I've loved bringing people together, even if they did get annoyed at me sometimes. Even now, my friends would call me the Cupid Parasite. Well, maybe not so much these days, but still. But that's not all. Mr. Snow stared at me in silence. He was waiting for me to keep going. The other reason is to prove my father wrong. Your father? Saying dad in front of Mr. Snow would seem too childish. I'm not used to talking like this, so it felt off to me. Yes, my father rejected everything that I wanted to do. He said that I would never be able to accomplish what I wanted. I had a dream of learning romantic psychology and bringing people together, but all that he could do was look down on me. That's why I wanted to become the #1 bridal advisor at Cupid Corp to prove him wrong. That's also why I left home. That's the reason I don't want the company to fall apart. I see. I left out the fact that Dad was a god, of course. Mr. Snow sighed deeply after I'd finished. I get it now, so that's why you're so passionate about getting promoted. Yes, but of course, my top priority is still matching people together. I want everyone to find happiness in marriage. That much is clear from your project proposal. Mr. Still smiled and glanced at my bag. Part of my project plan was sticking out of it. I've never seen a project plan that was so considerate of the participants. I think it was very well done. Thank you. But it all makes sense now. I always wondered why you were so concerned about the company when you're not on the board of directors. You were worried about, saving a place where you could continue matchmaking and to prove something to your father. That's right, so please go ahead and continue to put me to good use, sir. I hoped that would be enough to convince him. He just smiled. Please don't say put me to use. I feel like we're a team now. Oh, you may be right. Then let's join together and defeat the enemy. I'm glad I can rely on you. Mr. Snow laughed out loud. It was the first open laughter I'd heard from him. I guess even Mr. Snow can laugh like this once in a while. Laughing makes him look younger, especially since his default face is a serious frown. So how's the project going? Oh, I found a public kitchen and recruited the help of a culinary expert. I also hired a designer to come up with a print ad. Sounds like it's going well. Yes, Peter is helping too, so I think it can take place as planned. I'd like to host a trial event to check the facilities and plan. I was also hoping to enlist the help of the Parasite 5. Parasite 5? Yes, they're not members anymore, but they did want to get married at one point. I thought they might cooperate. I couldn't guide those former members into marriage, but I still wanted to bring them on for the event. They're men seeking marriage, despite how difficult they are to deal with. They're a good source of feedback, and they can likely join on the day of the event. I'd already gotten approval from a manager. The plan was to cleverly ask about their current situation and try to bring them back into our matchmaking service. I see. That may be a good idea. I'll look into it. Are you sure? But aren't you already pretty busy? This is part of the job. Send me the details later, and I'll adjust my schedule to find the time. Thank you. If Mr. Snell was will help if Mr. Snow will help keep an eye on things, they'll be really reassuring. I want some female members, so I'll ask Clarice. Maybe I can invite Melanie since I'm her current advisor. Melanie's search has been difficult. She told me the other day that she didn't have the confidence to go to the task. She might be willing if I told her it's just a trial run. Yeah, I'll go ahead and call her later. I wrote her name down on the list of people to invite. I suddenly heard a small snicker. You really are passionate about your work. Oh, I'm sorry. We're in the middle of breakfast, weren't we?
Yeah.
No, it's alright. I do the same thing all the time. Mr. Snow smiled as he pointed at his phone. He was right, of course. We both love to work. So we end up back at it before we even realize it. But recently, all we do is talk like this, even when there's no specific purpose. Maybe it's because we can call each other by name now? And this morning, he even woke up after me. Little by little, I think this perceived parasite is lightening up. Which would be good, actually! I'm excited to see him open up fully. At this rate, he might be able to find someone to marry. As his advisor, I have to keep working hard. I mentally pumped myself up once again as I put my notepad in my bag. I then enjoyed my breakfast with Mr. Snow in a nice, relaxed atmosphere. Yay! Upon arriving at the office, I started writing my email to the Parasite 5. I also responded to a question from Melanie and sent her the information for the trial event. On the top of that, I started writing a message to Clarice. I wonder how she's doing. We haven't heard from her in a while. A few days later, it was the day of my 5-star challenge cooking with fire trial run. Hey, there's a chicken and a cow sign in the background. My grandma loved chickens. They were her favorite. That and pigs. She really loved pigs too. Long time no see. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really glad to see you again. Not a bad kitchen. So, where are the girls? Hello again. I'm very much looking forward to this. Hi there! I heard you can make ambrosia and nectar here. Is that true? Welcome. Come right this way. The Parasite 5 had all come. I handed them their aprons and cooking instructions, then led them to the kitchen. Melanie had arrived first. She jumped in surprise and hid in the corner. That's very Melanie. Melanie is really scared. But the whole point of this project is to help shy members have fun, so I came up with ways to help them communicate naturally. Aren't we missing one of the parasites? Oh yeah, Ryuki, right? He didn't respond to my email, so maybe he's not coming. Well, whatever. We're short on girls anyways. Yeah, but I did invite a few others, too. Oh my, what a wonderful kitchen. I'm so pleased to be here today. My adorable Cupid. What's with the lady with the caked-on makeup? Well, she used to have a different advisor, but I took over for her after the Parasite 5 quit. And you are? Hello there, I'm Clarice. I'm part of Cupid Parasite System Development Team. Clarice introduced herself curtly and quickly stood behind me as if to hide from Catherine. What's wrong, Clarice? I don't like her. It feels like her eyes are piercing into my soul hole. Huh? I've never seen Clarice act this shy before. She normally gets along with pretty much everyone. But this is all part of the matchmaking. I have to work hard so that people who aren't comfortable can still enjoy the event. Let's have all the participants gather around. Do you all have your cook checklist? Yes. Yep, I've got mine. Peter, when did you get here? Where does he keep coming from? I have ideas, but I don't want to share, because if I'm wrong, I feel like I'll look like a fool. I've been here the whole time. I heard there was an event today, so I'm here to help. Peter puffed out his chest, looking proud of himself. Peter's here too? I don't really care for him either. Maybe I should go home. Wait, we already have too few women. That'll bring the balance even more. But I'm not here to meet anyone. Oh, then how about we go somewhere together? I'll show you the sweetest trains. Alan, stop hitting on everyone. For now, everyone check the checklist for the dish you're going to cook. Did you know people started making bread almost 5,000 years ago? They found pottery fragments and extracted the yeast. I'd love to cook using that. We also say the gods lived among the people, which means that they ate the same thing as. Hey, can you explain this part to me? Whoa, Gil is shouting with so much energy. He seems to be really motivated. Motivated! It's always easier to make progress if there's even one person less motivated. Feeling relieved, I started to explain how I expected the event to progress. After getting everyone to wash their hands, I called over the culinary expert to start the cooking. I hope it goes well overall. Come on, everyone. It's plenty cooked already. Huh? No way. Isn't this still raw? That ingredient doesn't change colors. This is a 5-star culinary difficulty after all. Hey, our darling, are you in love? I can see that you've become even more beautiful than before. Less talking, more cooking. Watch your fingers or you'll cut yourself. And if you're gonna flirt with other girls. Huh? Is it really okay to add wine? I think Ambrosia has a better consistency. Oh, I dropped an egg. Pardon me. I'm just a dainty young lady, you know? Oh, this apple looks golden to me. Now that brings me back. Apples are meant to be hoarded. Cutting it in half is such a waste. I'm so sorry. Could you hold this steady for me? Sure, if you don't mind. Everyone was making a lot of commotion during my 5-star challenge, cooking with fire challenge. It's actually going well. Owen and Melanie are getting along much better than I expected. Owen is the earnest type, so Melanie shouldn't have a hard time talking to him. I should check to see if Owen is registered as a member. I thought about that as I guided everyone along through the recipes. It seems to be going alright. That's good. After about an hour, the cooking was finally done. Are we finished? I think we are. Yeah, we're definitely done. I saw completed dishes on the tabletop. Some looked delicious, others would make me hesitate. Hey, who made this? This wasn't part of the recipe. Oh, sorry. I thought you might want some dessert. There was some extra flour, so... And what is this? Don't add some creepy-looking concoction. That's nectar. The recipe seemed different, so I added some salsa plant sauce too. Please don't add weird stuff to the drinks. And what is that sauce anyways? Whatever, the other dishes seem fine, but it's not complete without sampling the final product. Wash your hands and take a seat. The culinary expert clapped his hands and guided everyone to the right place. Just then, I heard the door open. So you actually are cooking. Ryuki, you made it! My store isn't far from here, and your message said that you were making Japanese food. Well, I'm glad you're here, that's right. Would you like to sample our Japanese cuisine? Ta-da! Huh? Oh, did you just come with the name on the spot? Well, it's Japanese, right? And please, Japanese God is... They get killed in the end, though. How romantic! How's everything going here? I heard the door open again and Mr. Snail strolled in. Oh, Mrs. Snail, thank you for coming. We just finished cooking. Would you like to join us? You don't mind? Not at all. There's plenty to go around. We just need to figure out what to do with this weird drink. Oh, I don't mind drinking it. Your agent will get mad at me, so no. Can we just eat already? It's going to get cold. Yeah, certain foods aren't good cold. Some foods are okay cold, like pizza. Certain things are not. Oh right, everyone, let's dig in. Am I urging they picked up their utensils instead of eating? Wow, this is delicious. This salad is great too. Can I get some more for you? Oh, I'm fine. I can do it myself. I'm closer though. That was the exchange when Owen got a bit of a salad from Melanie. I think these two really are quite compatible. My cupidly habits took over as I eagerly observed them. Hey, this thing isn't bad. I was wondering about why there were so many weird dishes, but it's actually pretty edible. Yeah, I didn't think that Ambrosia would taste like this, but... Speaking of which, when you say Ambrosia, are you referring to the smoked bacon? How is this 5-star difficulty? It's just some regular udon noodles. That's no ordinary. I made that from scratch with homemade flour. Yo, the one that cut it so perfectly though. It's pretty hard to cut them all exactly the same length. But it sure was fun. Even in the midst of everyone enjoying themselves, I heard her faint voice admitting that she was having fun. I'm so glad to see Melanie enjoy it. Hey, you know what I would enjoy if you hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell to stay up to date on all this buggalicious content that I made. I was worried about what would happen at first, but it seemed like people are able to get along through the power of cooking. I can definitely carry this over to the actual event. I was thinking about that as I reached for a bit of the bake. Oh, did Shelby reach for some too? Ow, hot. Nope. I carelessly touched the hot plate that the cooking was on. A sharp pain shot through me, and my mind went blank. What the heck? It's so hot. Ow, ow, ow. This wasn't the kind of pain you get from tripping or bumping into something. I'd never experienced anything like it. I didn't know what to do, and just started turning left and right. Someone grabbed my arm from the side. You idiot, what are you doing? You have to pull it off. Mr. Snell grabbed my arm, forced me to stand up, and dragged me to the sink. He turned on the tap and put my hand under the running water. Everyone knows you need to cool off a burn. What were you thinking? I'm sorry, I've never felt something like this hot before. Is this what it feels like to get burned? Of course, don't tell me you've never been burned before. I haven't. The adrenaline was my first experience. I nodded to Mr. Snell's side. You're lucky it's never happened while you were cooking before. Right? Back in college, Gil did all the cooking. And when I started working, Clarice and I took turns, so I'd only ever cooked for a little over a year. I guess I really was lucky it had never happened before. But sheer chance today was the first time. What are you going to do if it scars? Burns are no joke. Oh, really? I'm sorry. I really didn't know. Putting it under cold running water immediately is the best method. Actually, I hear that's not true anymore. I hear it's not good because of the drastic temperature shift. I understand, but I think it's starting to cool down. But not yet. He held my wrist firmly to keep my hand under the cooling water. He doesn't have to grip so hard. I'm not going anywhere. Since I was freaking out earlier, he must have thought he had to keep a close eye on me. I've completely lost his trust. I don't think you've lost his trust. I just think he's worried about you is all. I guess it's my fault for not having any clue about burns. The water continued to splash away on my hand. The icy water started to make my hand numb, but I stayed put under Mr. Snail's strong grasp. After a while, he finally let go. Thank goodness, hopefully it won't scar. Right? Thank you. No, I only did what I had to. I just hope you're okay. Mr. Snail suddenly froze up. I turned around and everyone was staring at us. You two sure are close. Oh, are you two dating already? What? Don't be silly, that's impossible. Yes, Mr. Snail has a lovely wife after all. Yeah, I'm his wife. Me. This bug right here. Oh, yeah? If the two of you are dating, that's awful for me. I really wish you wouldn't lick your lips when you say stuff like that. Oh, right. Devoted husband. Yeah, you're not dating, right? Woo! Burns can be serious. You should put some ointment on it. Yeah, thanks. I'd been talking to him the way I'd gotten used to doing, but this time it was in front of a crowd. Since I was so desperate to seem like his wife, I guess I gave the impression that we were actually close. Then again, I guess it's good if they think we're dating, since that was the goal in the first place. The problem being, I'd let it come out in a situation that wasn't a business dinner. I glanced over and saw Mr. Snow looking at his phone with a deep frown. It seemed as if he was writing a work email, but I'd been around him long enough that it was just his way of avoiding the situation. I'm starting to know that Mr. Snow is actually thinking. But I'm glad that the burn wasn't serious. I should thank Mr. Snow for taking care of it that quickly. The numbness was still there, so I touched my other hand and reminded me again of the sneering heat from before. It's been 6 years since I came to the human realm, but there was still lots of things I hadn't experienced yet. I'm lucky to be surrounded by people willing to teach me. Gil, Clarice, all the Parasite 5, and Mr. Snow. Of course, everyone around me has taught me so many things. Ever since I started living with Mr. Snow, I've learned a whole new set of values. What to do when a man and woman live together. This is an important experience to have in order to do my matchmaking. Katie, here, use this to cool it off some more. Just then Gil burst in with a mountain of ice packs. I don't need that many. Yes, you do. You have to ice it properly. Oh, Gil, you always take things to the extreme. Speaking of which, back when we were roommates, Gil always made a huge fuss whenever I got hurt. It was fun back then. I thought about those good times, so I applied the pack that Gil had brought. It seems that Shelby noticed. Interesting. That concluded the trial of my 5-star challenge cooking with fire event. All that was left was to present the project to the world at large. I think it'll go good. That same night, I found myself in Mr. Snow's car. After the event, I returned to the office to do some more work. Waiting at the elevator to go home, I ran into Mr. Snow. I'm sorry for having you drive me home while you're still working.
Yeah.
No, it's my fault that your recent commute is longer. Let me help out once in a while. Mr. Snow is so earnest. He may be a workaholic, but he never forgets to be considerate like this. Your trial event was a great success. I couldn't wait for the actual announcement. Thank you. I was glad to see that Melanie enjoyed it. We really do care about our members. His voice was soft and kind. I could tell thinking about that really did make him happy. Possibly because he was passionate about work. Mr. Snell notices more than others when someone puts in the effort. He notices other employees often and always recognizes them. I have nothing but respect for him. I can tell that he cares about our members too, since I play the role of his wife. In our business dinners, I always hear about what kind of business and great all-around person he is. Our dinners are usually only with major presidents who are much older. They seem to treat him like he's their son. The Cupid Parasite, he's a workaholic that's fixated on his status, but he doesn't think that the ends justify the means. He's focused on his work and hard on himself. He's dedicated and considerate of others. He's the definition of a moral man of character. If it weren't for his secret, he could have easily gotten married. Unfortunately, none of the female members I manage are a good fit for him. Despite my efforts, there are still such things as luck and fate. I don't need to look down from Celestia to see that. But that's why I think matchmaking is so interesting. I touched my necklace and gazed out the car window at the night sky. I hope Mrs. Snow can find his wife soon. I've even considered using my Cupid's bow as the last resort. I don't think she'll have to use her Cupid's bow, but it'd be interesting to see if there is a route where she does use her Cupid's bow. Obviously, she's gonna end up marrying him. A few minutes later, the car arrived in front of the house. Here we are. Thank you very much. I undid my seatbelt, then turned to Mr. Snow, who was sitting motionless. Are you going to head back to work now? That was my plan, yes. As usual, he's always about work. But I enjoy working just as much, so I couldn't really say anything. You know, Shelby, we've never had dinner together at home, just the two of us. We'd talked about it before, but ultimately his work made it impossible. I put on the attitude of a sulking wife, and he seemed to stumble over his words, unsure what to say. But if you're always at work, they'll find out you're not as devoted as you say. Sorry, I'm just teasing you. I gave him a sidelong glance and grinned at him. His reply was simply to frown once again. I wish there was something I could do. I still have so much work to do. I know. I love my work too, you know. When we're really on a roll, it can be too much of a hassle to even stop and eat. Yes, getting simple food is enough to get your blood sugar up. As long as I can work, it's fine. Right? I know the feeling where he doesn't want to spend time eating. I also know that feeling of wanting to get back to the office. But eating dinner alone is no fun, and making dinner for the sake of someone can be a lot of fun. I guess I'd let my honest feelings slip out. Food tastes better when you make it and enjoy it together. That's what made me come up with the cooking event in the first place. Yeah, this is true. If I do cook, I do enjoy doing it with someone else, namely my sister. And I also enjoy eating with someone. It feels lonely eating alone. Of course, it can also be the source of fight, so some caution is definitely required. I know it's too sudden to do it today, but if you can find the right time, would you like to eat dinner together? I looked at Mr. Snow sitting in the driver's seat, and he finally looked back at me. His eyes appeared different from normal. It was as if he was serious and hesitant at the same time. There was a slight pain in his eyes. The streetlight appeared to make them waver. After a moment, he turned off the engine. Right, I suppose we should eat dinner together once in a while. Do you mean it? Yes. His blush really is adorable, though. He laughed and undid his seatbelt. Apparently that once in a while meant tonight. For some reason, it made me really happy. Then you'll let me make you dinner tonight? No, I'll take care of that. I don't want you to hurt yourself again. That's right. Today was also the day he'd seen me get burned for the first time. Then how about we make it together? You weren't there for the actual cooking today, after all. Fine. Does your burn still hurt? Not at all. Thanks to you, it doesn't hurt one bit. That's good. We got out of the car and headed inside. I felt like saying home sweet home. It really did feel like this was my home now. That feeling is probably what made me want to eat together with him. Lost in thought, I followed Mrs. Snow to the house. Not knowing someone was following us. After that, we made dinner together. We took our time and also enjoyed dinner in a relaxed mood. Also, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to smash that like button like a bug and leave a comment down below. This was different from breakfast and the business meals. This was like proper alone time that we get to have together. The orange hue of the light shone gently on the food. The freshly made dinner was still hot. We talked about unimportant topics as we ate dinner. I guess doing this kind of thing once in a while isn't so bad. Ha, I told you so. Eating dinner at home can be very relaxing. Yes, I never really realized how different it feels from eating out. He seemed to be completely relaxed as he sipped his post-meal coffee. Are you sure you don't want anything stronger? No, thank you. I still have to drive after this. Apparently, he still intended to head back to the office. Speaking of which, Shelby, I've rarely ever seen you drink. Even at business dinners, you only have a few sips. Do you not like alcohol? Well, no, not exactly. I do enjoy drinking alone sometimes. Oh, really? Even then, I've never seen you drink. I typically drink at bars, not at home. So that's why. Imagine Mr. Phil drinking alone at a dark bar, and I definitely fit this image. Well, if you ever need some company, you can always call me. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Despite his response, I doubted he would ever actually call me. He probably likes drinking alone because it's easier. But it sounds like he does relax when he's by himself. I thought maybe he didn't drink because it interfered with his work or something. He doesn't spend any time eating after all. But he does know how to relax, in his own way. Knowing that brought a smile to my face. He's also been getting more sleep than usual lately. That's reassuring too. Before, his average maybe 3 hours of sleep a night, but recently I've caught him sleeping up to 6 whole hours. Because I live with him, he might be matching my daily life rhythm to an extent. Speaking of which, the rhythm when I'm living with Gil and Clarice and then just with Clarice is pretty different. People seem to get influenced by others surprisingly easily. I'd be really happy if Mr. Snow could enjoy his time off a bit more now that I'm here. Then again, we haven't gotten to the point of actually having any time off to enjoy yet. But he started enjoying his meals more and sleeping a bit longer. Just that is a huge change. Sleep and food are super important. Eating like this certainly makes me sleepier. It might end up affecting my work, and not in a good way. Oh, would you like to go to sleep? I can tuck you in. You never let up, do you? He made a weary smile as he deflected my little joke. I was just glad we were able to joke around like that now. I felt like I'd be able to play the role of his wife even better going forward. Thanks for the meal. I should get going now. Mr. Snow looked at his watch and stood up. Let me walk you to the door. I grabbed the jacket he'd taken off when we got home, then quickly made my way over to him. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Shelby. Right. I handed him his jacket and saw him off like a proper wife. He looked a bit embarrassed as he put the jacket on. Thank you. Well, I'm off. Just a second. Let me fix your tie. And give him a kiss on the cheek while you're at it. It must have gone crooked when he put his jacket on. I reached out to fix it. There, all better. I let go, and he suddenly grabbed my wrist. you gonna kiss her? Please kiss her. If she's okay with it. Mr. Snow was staring at me for some reason. Whatever he was feeling, his pale eyes didn't reveal a thing. They were a cool blue, like ice or snow. His hand on my wrist was just as cool. Is he actually human? The same hand that took care of my burn, the rough hand of a man. His lips quivered a bit, as if he was about to say something, but he didn't. He just let go and turned away from me. No! I should be back by 1 o'clock. Sure, have a nice evening. You want me to wait for you? He opened the door and walked out. I heard his car drive off. I looked down at my hand. It was cold when he grabbed me, but for some reason now it felt hot. I returned to my office and sat in my chair. I took off my jacket and leaned back. I felt like I was running on empty. Maybe that was the wrong move back there. She had handed me my jacket and fixed my tie. It was like she really was my wife. I almost moved in for a kiss at that point. Yes! You should have totally done it! But then I remembered at the last moment that I was just part of the job. I managed to stop myself, but it felt too awkward after that. This is only a job. She's doing it perfectly because it's her duty. I thought I understood that. But to me, it seemed like she really enjoyed our meals together, because she does. My guard was completely relaxed because of that. That's why I grabbed her hand without thinking. But that also what caused me to come to my senses. I didn't think I would ever desire someone like that. I wish I didn't feel this way. Until now, even on my off hours, everything I did affected my work. Eating was just replenishing energy. Business meals were just places to socialize with clients. But she brought color into my life. She enjoyed eating with me, and the time we spent together was so relaxing. I'd never had such a warm sensation at a dinner table. We do eat breakfast together, so I thought it wouldn't be much different, but it was. In the morning, we were both rushing to get ready for work, but at meal at the end of the day, it's completely different. I never thought it would be something I would be so reluctant to step away from. What should I do? In the car, Katie sulked a bit, saying that she wanted to eat together, but then she saw me off to work with a smile. Have a nice evening. The joy I felt hearing someone say that with such a trust in their eyes, it's completely new to me. It's like that act gave me a reason to come into work. The smile gave me the energy to push even further. To be honest, I never even thought that this was the life I wanted. I didn't desire it, so I didn't know anything about it. But now that I do, I don't want to lose it. How can I continue this life? All I can think about now is how to keep this. About making it a 2-year contract or increase her pay? No, that's not the problem. Just propose to her! She's falling for you too. I keep thinking about it in terms of a business owner. I shake my head to get rid myself of these thoughts. The rules of business don't always apply to human interaction. I failed those things so many times before now. I also feel guilty for only thinking about how this is affecting me. What does she think about all of this? She shook my hand with a smile, saying she's willing to fight alongside me. I think of that smile again now. She's a dependable partner, but I can't help but wonder if she's actually enjoying this life. She plays the role of my wife, but does she find it draining? I want to ask, but I'm afraid to find the answer. I've tried to be careful to ensure that if she does find someone she wants to date or marry, that choice is open to her. But it's too late now. I don't want to lose this life. I know I shouldn't try to tie her down. I thought this would just be an interim solution until I got married, but I can't do it anymore. What am I supposed to do? Tell her how you feel! Tell her your feelings! Tell her you're in love with her! I kept this lifestyle far away from me, specifically because I didn't want to worry about it like this. The feelings of romance are all so illogical. It's so exhausting. I just don't want to deal with any of it. But this fixation won't go away. All of my principles seem to be crumbling away. No, there's just the thoughts of a business owner that don't want to lose a model employee. With my eyes closed, I try to convince myself of that, but I know I'm just lying to myself about these budding emotions. Either way, it's doomed to fail. No, it's not! We're gonna work! We're gonna work! Yep. Have confidence in us. None of those photos prove he's single at all. They're all lovey-dovey in every single one of them. MQ! Are you absolutely sure he's single? Yes, I'm sure of it. But he appears to have a co-conspirator now. This is bad. Those CCAM people are getting in the way too. We're calling it quits and finding proof of his single status. Just be glad my special skills kept you from being found out. At least we can proceed to the next phase now. And at that point, he will surely meet his end. Are you sure? Are you all sitting there? What? What end? What are you planning? I need to know. Yes, absolutely. We just recently obtained some new information, and we'll be the first to get it out into the world. Is that so? Well done, MQ. Just you watch, Cupid Corp. You're gonna crush you like a bug! I'm a bug, just don't crush me. And with bug crushing out of the way, the wedding of Rome and Julie. We are going to wrap up this episode. We're gonna crush you like a bug. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. As always, remember to eat some food, get some sleep, and drink some water because you are important and so is your health. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.